Hello, this is Tim Lancia, and I am doing this video on the YouTube Update 3 for my final application. Last time that I worked on it was a lot of the database things, and now this time was, again, a lot more database, and I also accessed and worked with the Scryfall API, so that was both new and challenging, just because it was a new API, so I had to figure out all the different things, and it didn't quite work exactly like how Spencer's code did, so I kind of had to change a lot of things, kind of play with it for a long time, so that took a lot of effort. Just also pulling information both from the database and the API and kind of comparing it and using just both of those, kind of the information from both of those, and then adding new cards to the database so using information, passing it into the API, pulling that information back, and using that information to add cards back into the database. There was a whole lot of back and forth going on, and then I did a little bit more UI for the app. So that's basically what I've done, and that's where I'm going to finish it, or where I'm going to present it. I definitely can do a lot more, but I just don't have the time right now. So yeah, let's look at some code. The main kind of differences that I've worked on over the past bit was kind of getting the information from Scryfall, the Scryfall API. So there was a lot of kind of messing with what I have to pass in, what kind of path it needs to take, what I'm getting in, what I'm getting back. And again, it's just kind of working through that code and that sort of stuff. Let's pull that up. So it's basically just simple. Actually, I didn't use that at all. I just fetched it straight here. What else did I do? I did onAdd, basically just passing in the function into the database, or new cards into the database. That took effort as well, just because I had to get exactly what I wanted in there, how I wanted it, that sort of thing. Then there was more UI, just kind of working with how I want things. A big thing was pulling the URIs from this API. I had a workaround. I had to pull it out, put it somewhere else, and then I was able to finally put it into the render. So there was just a lot of work, kind of moving things around, figuring out how things work again. So it wasn't exactly the same as how Spencer did it, but I used his kind of as a basis, but I still had to work it kind of. There was a lot of massaging I had to do, that's for sure. And yeah, so not much fancy with the app. I'll show it here. Again, so it's only going to be these two screens for now. If I want to add another card, I have this one right next to me, so I'll use it. Domrees Ambush. Search that up. There it is. So it's using that Scryfall API, putting in that name, calling it, getting the official name, getting the image, and making it look fancy. And if I wanted to add it, click that add button. So it's there. Going back, hit refresh. There it is. And if I want more, I can continue to add more, and it changes it in real time. So a lot of back-end work went into this app, so I don't have too much to show for it on the front end, but there was definitely a lot of back-end stuff that I had to do. I had to make a database from scratch. I had to kind of figure out a new API from scratch. So a lot of work went into the back end. Yeah, so that's basically it for this Update 3. Thank you for listening.